Extreme to the world. Alex here, Extreme Hunters. And what a view. What a view. The beach, sky, sun, seas. And the view is just out of your imagination. It's immaculate. So in keeping with our series, Extreme Hunters bringing the information to you. Episode 4. We do not live. I'll download it and repost it after the month end. Right, we want to talk about some of the dangers that you might encounter while hunting. So, a lot of people has been saying to me, boy, me are going in that bush because here what going on. It are all kind of thing inside there. So some people afraid snake, some people afraid people, some people afraid zombie, people afraid all kind of things. So let me look at the dangers that the forest bring, that the outdoor bring. Now keep in mind, there are normal dangers out there that can affect you in everyday life. Right? So those people who afraid snake, they say, boy, you have mapipi inside that forest, boy. Good afternoon, everybody. Mapipi inside that forest, but me going there no snake. So for this season, I haven't heard of anyone dying from a mapipi bite. But we have heard of people dying from gunshot outside. So you are more likely to be shot while on the outside than a mapipi bite in the forest. Now, that being said, you have to be careful. You have to be mindful of where you walk, where you put your feet. You don't run through bramble and patches just so. You put on your foot carefully. Blessings to everybody. You understand? So you don't shove your foot in a hole, shove your hand in a hole without knowing what you're looking for and what you're looking at. So you have to be careful with the mapipis. Understand? The same way in hiking and on trails and stuff, there are snakes. You have to take your time, look for them, be careful, be cautious, be mindful of them. You understand? So snakes are in the environment, you can't get away from that. You understand? That is impossible to avoid. So look for them, be careful on your track, clear your track, and you'll be alright. You'll be alright. Aye? Yeah. So, alright, then we look at other things. Then we look at the dangers of falling in the forest. So sometimes you might slip and fall, the place might be wet. You need to be careful. That is why hunting in a group or hunting with friends is important, a partner. In case you fall, you damage yourself, you damage a leg, you break a foot, you know, them kind of thing. Hunting with a friend helps to minimize that. You get some assistance. Right? Take your time and hunt. Wear the proper footwear. Right? Don't wear no fancy boots that have no grip. You understand? Make sure and get a nice proper rubber boots or boots like those Panama boots and stuff that have proper grip. Make sure you wear the proper footwear. No Crocs, no slippers, them kind of thing. Right? Hey, Darius, what's going on? Sunil, what's going on? Qasim, Sunil. Yeah. So wearing the proper gear ensures your safety in the forest. Right? A second safety in the forest, other than falling, a third actually, would be the animals in the forest. You have to be aware. Sometimes the forest is a wild place. You have bees, understand? You have wasps, jep as we call them in Trinidad. You need to be mindful. Under leaves, they make nests, understand? So you need to look out for those things. You need to look out for those dangers. And if you are allergic, try and walk with some allergy medicine. Walk with an EpiPen. Walk with something that can save your life. Walk with something that you need. So those who have little asthma and stuff, walk with your puff. Have it in your bag. Right? Make it easily accessible in a big pocket, so in case something happening, somebody aware, they can give you your medication. Right? Another danger in the forest is certain plants. There are certain plants that are toxic. Right? So like the manchineel on the coastline, those are toxic fruits and toxic trees. So you need to be careful and know about those plants that not good to eat. The best rule of thumb is if you don't know what it is, don't eat it. That's a video show going on. So good evening to everybody. We're talking about dangers of the forest. So one of the most dangerous things it have in the forest, right, during hunting season and off season as well, is there are poachers that set pipe gun. So for those of us who don't know what a pipe gun is, let me tell you what a pipe gun is. It's basically a 3/4 inch piece of galvanized pipe, metal pipe, with a screw-on collar to the end. Most of them, they will use some sort of lead or something to make a fire and pin mechanism. They'll put a nail They'll insert the cartridge into the pipe, screw on the collar to the end that has been capped off, and attach a rat trap to the back. Now the rat trap now is, put onto the back there to strike the pin, strike the nail, and set off the explosion of the cartridge or the shell. Right? Once it's pointed in the correct direction, animal track or them kind of thing. That is super dangerous. Now for the season, we saw 1 or 2 incidents where dogs were hit with these traps. Hunters and poachers use these things. I would say poachers because a real hunter wouldn't use that. Poachers use these things to shoot animal and kill animal because they don't really fail, right? So they are useful in that sense because they can spend whole night outside there. There's no really human error unless they set the trap bad, right? They are successful in killing animals. Now, these things are very dangerous to hunters, to dogs, to people who use the forest, to even the animals, right? They set for specific animals, anything come across gets shot, right? There are plenty incidents where hunters have been shot by trap guns in the forest. And we as hunters need to be aware that they are set for the purpose of killing animals. It's an illegal thing to do. So you need to report these things when you see them. Report the persons who you see going in to set these things. We all know who the pipemen are. We all know who these people are. So these traps, extremely dangerous. In recent years, we have also been seeing people bringing in those snare type traps, those bear traps that are used in foreign, and setting them as well. Also very dangerous for dogs. Also very dangerous for humans as well. Right? They use them in the States because trapping is allowed up there. In Trinidad, we don't encourage that type of trapping because it's very dangerous. A dog come across and damage its paw, damage its leg. Those traps, sometimes they might be qualified or used for setting for cougar, mountain lion, for bear, and we're using them to try and trap guti. And a dog come across and gets its paw caught in it and broken. And that's why you have to be mindful of all those things. So there are dangers in the forest, but being careful, being knowledgeable, you understand? That was what prevents damage, prevents people getting hurt. Now another thing, hunters in the forest. Hunters are not properly trained sometimes. Sometimes you have a young hunter who doesn't know about the forest, who doesn't know about firearm. He now get a firearm and want to, as they say, trigger happy. See an animal, I want to shoot the animal. They lack the proper training. That is why in the States, before you get a hunting license, a hunting permit, you have to go through a course. You have to go through a training session where they teach you about hunting. They teach you about the laws. They teach you about the use of firearms, the use of bows, right? The size limits, the bag limits. They teach you everything concerning hunting. In Trinidad, we don't have that, right? But we try to pattern the laws from foreign agencies, but we don't pattern everything. We don't do the correct thing. There's a lack of wardens to maintain order, to properly patrol. There's a lack of equipment for the wardens to do their jobs as well. Lack of vehicles, lack of tools that they need and are necessary. So you have to be mindful of all these things, right? You have to be aware of the dangers of the forest. So that being said, there's a lot of beauty in the forest. People are naturally attracted to the forest. They enjoy the outdoors, nature, clean fresh air, clean springs, clean rivers. It's a thing to soothe your soul and calm your mind. But you have to be mindful of the dangers. For these young hunters, we are also asking probably later on that the ministry imposes some sort of training course, or if you are part of a hunting association, before you get your hunting permit, you go and do a course with them or something and learn about hunting. We had too much incidents where people got hurt, people got damaged because of the lack of knowledge of these hunters. First time I went to cut material for scaffolding, hit a blackjack nest and bite. Yeah, you have to be very careful of what you're doing, where you're doing it, how you're cutting. Miss Margaret, good afternoon. I was walking for a while. A brother died. Oh, sorry to hear that, Miss Margaret. Sorry to hear that. Our condolences to you and the family. So we're talking about safety in the forest. Trap guns, pipe guns as they call them, right? Very dangerous. Be on the lookout for them. They are used by poachers to kill indiscriminately, right? We're also talking about all the other things associated with dangers. But the forest is a beautiful place. You need to be aware, be safe. Hopefully the laws change or are implemented in a better way. And we work towards training individuals in the forest, training people about the outdoors so that they have the knowledge necessary to go out there, have a safe and enjoyable time with their family. So, guys, that's about it for safety talk for extreme hunters. I'm going to show you the beach again. And it's just niceness out here. The seas are nice, place nice, weather nice. And it's that. Enjoy life. Go out there, explore. You know, take a little chance, take a little risk. There's a lot of reward, but be safe at at the same time. So from Extreme Hunters, my team to yours. Guys, be safe, have a blessed one. Extreme don't play. Look out for more videos. We were offline a while, somebody tried to hack the accounts. But you can't stop Extreme. You don't know already. Look out for more. Have a blessed day, everybody.